Hey guys, Stephanie here. Hit that like, subscribe, and share, and all that good stuff. Anyways, happy anniversary for the January 6th insurrection. That was so deadly. I mean, hearing them compare it, to like Pearl Harbor and 9/11 and all this kind of stuff, it really hit home. I realized, what, this was truly an insurrection. Oh, it was. America was left so vulnerable. We were, I mean, my God, how could they do that? How could they do that? How could these people who love their country go to the Capitol and storm it and then say that there was, a conspiracy theory around, Trump supporters, alt right, far right extremists being a part of it, and then they were blaming it and saying the feds and the CIA were involved? Oh my God, how delusional are these people? Who would do such a thing? We all know our system is 100% valid. Nothing is corrupt. It's all great. How dare these insurrectionists, these so called patriots, talk so badly? And then how dare they attack the Capitol Police, even though one of them kind of looked like he shot and killed a girl. But I mean, my God, it was just so deadly. Worse than 9/11, says the administration that left a bunch of people over in Afghanistan. Says the president and vice president and the media, who called Chop Chaz the summer of love that actually killed cops. There after the whole defund the police movement, all this nonsense. Now they kind of swing that pendulum in the other way. And I'm on Twitter, and you have these people, and they're just so dead set on, oh, it's an insurrection. And they will minimize and rationalize and try to like do whatever they can do to make it logical that, oh, it was on government grounds. Well, yeah, well, Antifa and BLM, I mean, they burnt down a police station. They did a lot of other things too. It's like people have a very short attention span, and I can tell that when I look at like the analytics of my videos, because usually people can't make it for more than like 8 minutes. So I'm going to try to keep my videos a little more short, because apparently attention spans are short, and a lot of my videos are long. But honestly, if you watch until the end, if you don't watch until the end, you're missing a lot of good stuff actually. And I just find it crazy, all the hype and all this around the January 6th thing. And I'm just like, what are they trying to deflect from? Well, there's all the audits going on. Not to mention Maxwell, like Epstein's girlfriend. Yeah, she's going to walk. She is going to walk. No charges. It's unbelievable. We've watched so many corrupt people, so many evil people get away with things left and right. And then people can't understand why people are hopeless, or they just give up their free will, or they're suicidal and all this kind of stuff. It's just because of this fucked up society we're living in, where nobody really has any respect for anybody's life. Like the president or whatever he is of Brazil, he got sick and he's in the hospital, and people are like, I hope he dies. Da, 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 da. I'm like, God damn, put politics aside. It's a human being. What the fuck is wrong with you? These people are lunatics, dude. They're absolute lunatics. And what's funny to me is because if you don't watch mainstream TV, you honestly wouldn't pick up on things like this. You would see it as kind of like, well, what they sell you. Because what they're selling you is everything's bad from these people, it's horrible. And so that's all you're hearing, that's all you're being told. It's mass psychosis. you have the media, you have politicians, you have bureaucrats, you have monopolies, you have everybody on one side, and they're demonizing another side. And I always talk about like a lot of comparisons about Hitler and stuff like that, which is actually very true. If you just replace unvaccinated, or Republican or white person, it's kind of like how Hitler labeled the Jews. But one thing I never really thought about is throughout our entire history, everything's been changed, manipulated. Whoever succeeds in power, when it came to like, all the powers that be and their families and all that kind of stuff. Well, whoever wins gets to rewrite history. And sometimes history isn't always written right. There's actually some things I've been studying. I'm not going to say it right now because I honestly don't know if it'll categorize me in some kind of weird place. But I kind of see some aspects of how things were manipulated, because everything's been manipulated. Like, all right, so you have the Egyptians and the Essenes, right? Well, the Essenes were like the Egyptians, they believed in the afterlife, reincarnation, um, a certain set of metaphysical properties. Okay. So then you have the rise of the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire, the Pope who controls everything, the Pope who just designated a one world religion called Chrislam. Okay. Chrislam, one world financial situation. The Pope just came out and shamed people for not having children, saying they're selfish, because they have pets. Who the fuck wants to bring a kid in this world right now? This world is toxic. It's horrible. I think that's the most responsible thing you can do. Then I thought, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So China was banning dogs too. So if you connect it all together, there's a soybean shortage and all this kind of stuff. So, you know, they're going to do whatever affects their bottom line. And the bottom line is what makes them profit. And basically your dogs, your cats, well, that's a burden on them because there's going to be a soybean shortage because we keep manipulating the weather and we're the overlords of all the crazy in this world and we said so. And the funniest part is they care so much about children, right? The whole Catholic Church is involved in molesting little boys and shit. It's like, what? You can't make it up, dude. You can't make it up. You can't. And what people don't understand is there are certain, what would you, secret societies. There are certain classes of people, certain people in places who decide what's going to happen to humanity. And I love it when people on Twitter are talking all this crap and doing all that. And I'm like, you're Darwin's natural selection. You're going to be going first. You're the dummy out there pushing this. They're all in it together. Hello. We're not a part of the club. So people want to like do the left and the right and well, this, no, God, you're falling into the trap, Like, you're just going down under, and to me, it's like Market Watch is coming out and saying that Ghislaine Maxwell is going to be acquitted. You have sex trafficking, open borders in Texas, major drug smuggling. You have all this evil stuff going on. And what are they focused on? Like, oh, well, you know what? You know what we need? We need $50 million from the government so we can have trans friendly bathrooms. What the fuck is a trans friendly? No, there's no such thing. Okay, you people have been lied to. And I hate when people ask me, like, what's your source? What's your source? and they have like the pronouns in their profile. I'm like, my source is everything you don't listen to. Because I don't listen to Google. Google's manipulated. Everything is manipulated. Everything in our reality is manipulated. We are literally caged in a fucking matrix, and people don't even get it. They have no clue. You had Kamala Harris come out and literally say, the problem with the hospitals being overwhelmed is from the vaccinated getting COVID from the unvaccinated. YouTube, fuck you. She actually said that, so don't delete my video. I mean, how. You got schools shutting down again, okay? California just passed a major law to allow like mail-in voting, drive-through voting, all that kind of stuff. Does anybody think that's suspect? Suspect. Suspect. California, New York, like all these certain states are locking down, doing all their crazy radical stuff they did with the 2020 election. They're doing it all over again. And notice how they're so fixated on how wrong and bad and evil Texas is and Florida, but yet they all go vacation in Florida and have houses in Florida. It's a mass psyop. It's menticide. It's so disgusting. So disgusting. I mean, think about it. Global warming, right? Is it really a thing? They've been saying this since like the 70s. Just like the insurrection. I mean, it's. Oh my God. And for some fucked up reason, I honestly think that Biden's. He's not going anywhere. They're gonna. Oh my God. They're gonna do something. And, you know, when you have The Hill and all these papers coming out and saying, oh, there's a civil war coming and it's fueled by the far right and the Nazis and the white supremacists. I'm like, seriously? You guys have been peddling out hate for years. For years, you've been peddling out nothing but hate toward one side, calling people really horrible things. That's not necessary to get an agenda? Well, how's that working for you? Not good. And the reason why there hasn't been a revolt is because people on the far right, we don't like drama. We just want to be left alone. Leave us the fuck alone. That's our mentality. Mind your business. Leave me alone. Government, keep your hand out of my pockets. We don't care what race you are, what you identify with, who you screw. We don't care about any of that. Small government, lower taxes, government, get out of my business, forget mass surveillance. I don't want to live, we don't want to live in this Orwellian world where it's like the haves and the have-nots. Because what people don't understand is they're fighting this war for people who aren't even fighting for them. Like all these cops out there pushing all these stupid things that the Democrats are pushing that are not, you know, constitutional. What they don't understand really is you're going to be held accountable for that. You know, you just can't bend things for feelings. And that's where this country and the United States of America fucked up. They got in their feelings. Everybody got in their feelings. You can't even go online without people personalizing something that has absolutely nothing to do with them. I just think that people of conservatives are wrong. We want to be left alone. I don't want people spying on me. I don't want to be told whether I have to be put into an isolation center or get a COVID shot. I don't want you in my medical records. I don't want you in my business. That's how we feel. It's not because we're doing something wrong. It's the principle. Who are you to look over and judge me like the fact checkers who are just opinionators. It's like you have this group of people sitting there judging and pointing their fingers, and they absolutely have no right to judge. And then you have their goddamn fucking codependent Stockholm syndrome, hillbilly, white trash, whatever the hell these people are that follow them. I don't know who follows these people. I mean, the polls are horrible, so I would assume America's waking up to the tragedy that is ignoring all the problems and just be like, well, there's nothing we can do. How did that work out? Look at where we are. And it's just like, I think people are just not getting it. It makes me feel good, honestly. It really does. And I feel so lost without my laptop right now because usually I have all of my stuff on my phone that I look at to remember what to talk about. And it's so hard to focus and stay on track without my laptop. I seriously need a new laptop. I just, I don't know, guys. You really need to, and I've gotten a lot of backlash, a lot of hate, a lot of horrible, things, whatever. Because I'm calling it like I see it with Trump. I'm sorry, but he's not doing anything and it's getting worse. And for people to be like in denial, I get it. I'm not mad at you, but don't be mad at me because I'm seeing things for how they are. It is what it is. It's reality. And reality sucks and it's not good sometimes, but what are you going to do? You got to fucking learn how to deal with it, cope with it, and assimilate without losing your free will and giving up your right to fight for what's right. And people need to go out to their local elections. You need to start locally. Because just like the school boards and all that here in Fort Bend ISD, they changed CR to, and they redefined it as SEL. They literally just changed the abbreviations. And I'm like, really? But most people don't catch on to that because most people, they're not paying attention. And I think that's the demise of us all. We're so distracted with all these things that actually have no meaning or value. We're all focused on all these things that actually they don't mean anything at the end. Just like a game of Monopoly. You can play and get everything on the board, but there's gonna be somebody bigger and better that comes and takes you out. Just don't be irresponsible and fuck. Stop wishing hate and death on people. Stop being so damn hateful. For real. I keep getting called a Nazi and a white supremacist, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, okay. It's so retarded at this point. It's like comical to me because like the things like people like say, I'm just like, really? That's like kind of a far stretch, and I don't know, but why in the January insurrection speech did they have Hamilton Theater in it? What did that have to do with anything? Nothing. Hamilton Theater had nothing to do with this so-called insurrection. I don't know. But look, Trump supporters, don't be so hateful. Don't be so mean. At the end of the day, we're all fighting the same fight. And I think a lot of people don't understand why we do it, but a lot of us is because either you have family that's served or you have kids or you're being like seriously affected by this kind of stuff. And I think that's what a lot of people are not understanding because there's this huge generation gap between age groups, and that age group they all have pets, they don't have kids. That's why the Pope is like, have more kids, we're running out of kids to get that adrenochrome from. They got to stay young. Madonna, she's looking rough, man. She's 60, twerking, she needs her adrenochrome. Oh my god, these people are getting nuttier and nuttier every day, and I just sit back and watch it and I'm like, really? And Jesus, people, learn how to love, learn how to be positive, learn how to give back to people that have given nothing but love and appreciation to you. Seriously, that goes for everybody. A lot of people take for granted how blessed we are. Look around you. You're very blessed. Quit being an entitled, narcissistic, spoiled brat and realize it's all of us. There's a club we're not a part of, and they are doing a damn good job turning us all against each other while they laugh about it too from their bunkers. You know what I mean? It's like we all know they're building these bunkers. We all know what's going on, but still it's like that illusion that somebody is going to be a savior and come in and ride into the and save us all. But the reality of it is, no, it's not going to fucking happen. And then the people who just put their head in the sand, yeah, when shit is, there's people like me who have been dealing with people who just want to have fun and they can't live in reality and be adults and prepare for what could possibly happen because you got responsibilities that you should be responsible for. Fuck all of them. Don't give them any of your shit. Don't feel sorry for them. They were partying while you were preparing. While you were preparing, they were partying. So you're prepared, your time to party, and tell them to fuck off. I love you guys. Good night.